Hello, dear friends. We are feeling the wear and tear of a long wait. We see the world going to hell with no end in sight. Many are losing hope and struggling to stay afloat. There is no perfect time, and there will always be cleanup pending. But it is time to launch this and not delay it any longer, because so many people are suffering. According to Saint Augustine, nothing triumphs except truth, and the victory of truth is love. Opinion piece. Checkmate Event. Very real, game over. This is the end of the game. A new reality is taking shape. Checkmate means the king is trapped. All nations will be equal and sovereign. Countries are moving away from the central banking system. We are in the final stage of a game of chess. The old system has lost, but is extending the game. Let's start. An unavoidable event has been predicted. If I have to give it a name, I would say it is the awakening process. It is an evolution of consciousness that cannot be avoided, and no matter what decisions or possibilities are injected into the equation, in the end it all comes down to us all knowing the truth and becoming aware of this huge dam that has been built that prevents us from knowing the massive volume of information that we should possess. According to Lynette Thang, a secret and hidden financial system is now beginning under the war scenario, because wars always precede new financial systems and are usually the result of previous bankruptcy and inflation, and produce a revaluation of precious metals. According to the X22 report, the countries of the world are beginning to gradually move away from the central banking system. The dark side is using everything it has at this time to fight this trend, but it cannot put gates on the field or stem the tide. This is an information war. When you overthrow a government and cheat your way in and get caught, laws and appointments are revoked because the puppet government didn't have the authority to issue them. Most people don't realize this, but there is a massive shift going on in money and finance, and right now it is unstoppable. Russia demands rubles for its energy, and that means fewer dollars are needed. Other countries are getting rid of the dollar to do business with Russia, namely China and India. Those dollars are going home, and when you have a lot of something flooding in, the price goes down. Russia, China, the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America are joining to this boycott. Once you lose control of the money, it's really game over. According to Russia's foreign minister, in quotes, a new reality is taking shape. The unipolar world is irretrievably receding into the past, and a multipolar world is being born. This is an objective process that cannot be stopped, and there will be no single ruler in this new reality. No one on earth will be considered a second-rate player. All nations will be equal and sovereign. Close quotes. The massive inflation we are seeing everywhere is here to stay. Sanctions against Russia are here to stay. And this inflation is not only here to stay, but it hurts the world's poorest. The collapse of the central banking system, which officially began in October, is now entering an unknown time frame. When the blackout comes, it will mean they are in special operations. Transcript of a video by Kim Clement. I have all this planned according to my will. For now, is the time for me to restore the fortunes of the righteous. The fortunes of those who once had it will be restored. This is my promise, says the Lord of hosts. There is no escape. Checkmate is a chess position in which the king is threatened in check, and this situation cannot be changed by any legal move. The player who manages to checkmate the opponent's king is the winner of the game. The expression comes from Arabic, Shah Mata, which means the king is trapped or the king has no escapes, in quotes. Check, as a capture-threatening move, can only be evaded in one of three ways. Capture the attacking piece, interpose one of the pieces between the attacker and the king, unless the attacker is a knight, or move the king away from the attack. If none of the above three ways is possible, then we speak of a checkmate and the game is over. Bill describes the chess game between the dark forces and the light. Two chess masters sitting in front of the board. One of them looks at the board and sees that he is in checkmate in 7 moves, and he looks at his opponent and knows that his opponent sees it too. So there is no escape. At this point, the loser can only prolong the game. Both players know that the game is over. According to the rules of the game, the bad guys have already lost, and the good guys win. Yes, there are moves left on the table, but those moves are being forced by the player who is going to win. It is the analogy of the game of chess. We are in the final stage of a chess game, probably down to the last move. The dark side knows it has run out of options. It's over. But they are dragging out the last move as long as possible. Watch for the prize, light warriors. There will be checkmate any day now. Final battle. The end will be the new beginning. Be afraid of nothing and no one. Go through life upright, with joy and peace in your heart. Time works for you. Events unfold for you. No time was ever like this, and no world ever produced people like you. You are still deeply aware of your true power and strength, but you know yourself and you know reality. The memory returns, and you slowly feel what light you are and what spiritual plants beats in your heart. You reveal yourself, and that is the greatest event and the greatest miracle of these days. This is how the processes roll on the rail of life, and with each test you master, you become more perfect, more conscious, and more powerful. What emanates from a person is the light of God's love, and what human beings have denied most until now has been this reality of theirs. The Great Awakening is taking place now, and more people are called and are being called to take their lives into their own hands and align their minds with the divine. This last battle, in which everything on earth is at stake, needs this awakened and conscious human being. For this purpose, heaven provides tools and light to an unprecedented extent, and more people access them with gratitude. Let themselves be inspired and guided by the light of the Creator. People become the gods that you are. You become who you are. No time was and is like this, and no upheaval resembles the one that is now taking place with human society and happening on earth. Yes, many people will not live to see the new beginning, but some of you will be there when it comes. Money problems. Most Christians are taught that the love of money is the root of all evil, and that it is difficult for a wealthy person to enter the kingdom of heaven. there is a good chance that you yourself have similar beliefs hidden in your heart and mind. Money is not good but as a means to righteous and lawful ends. These particular beliefs are limiting your ability to achieve your desired prosperity goals. Most people become servants of money, and in reality they should be the masters of money, being the obedient servant. If money provokes you at the store, when paying bills, going out with the family, etc., then you have money problems. You are the servant of the money rather than the money being at your service. I know many people who patiently wait for this event to happen, for these currencies to revalue. Although patience seems to be in short supply these days, after 25 years of waiting, dreaming, planning and adjusting plans, I have learned a few things about how to learn to love money without falling into greed and avarice. You have in your heart treasures you are waiting to release when the means arrive to make your most beautiful dreams come true. Indecision. Puffiness said, "It is never a good idea to make decisions based on fear and the possibility of what might happen. Life is about choices. The better you are at making good choices, the better your life will be. Kind of like the formula for having a good and prosperous life regardless of your circumstances. Forming opinions from half information will always leave the possibility of only getting it half right. Most of the information we receive these days is usually just someone's opinion of their particular perspective. But that doesn't mean that their opinion is the right one or the truth. A person's opinion should be an opinion and not an attempt to change someone's opinion. The art of decision-making includes the art of questioning. When we ask many small pertinent questions, we can get closer to an answer to the big question. Our perceptions, what we believe to be true, and our opinion of what is true dictate the decisions we make. When listening to narratives or gathering information, we must be careful to never confuse education with intelligence. Trust your instincts and judge what your heart tells you. The heart will not betray you. All decisions made from a position of weakness go wrong. Weakness means not taking responsibility for your actions or not accepting the consequences of those decisions. Then you end up blaming yourself or whoever influenced your decision. It is often said that wrong decision made at the right time is better than a right decision made at the wrong time. You may be good at making decisions, but that doesn't mean the choices you make are good ones. But sitting on the fence won't get you over the hurdle. It pays to be decisive. Right or wrong, make a decision. The road of life is paved with flat squirrels who couldn't make a decision. Mystery in Antarctica. An ancient space ark in Lake Vostok is warming Antarctica, according to Dr. Michael Sala. On March 18, news emerged of a heat wave in East Antarctica, the epicenter of which was the Vostok region, which sits atop a mystery lake 2 miles beneath the ice sheet. Scientists are baffled by the heat wave of more than 70 degrees above average temperature and are looking for answers. One likely explanation comes from 2 sources that say an ancient ark is buried under the ice sheet in the Vostok region, and its activation is warming East Antarctica. In addition, the ancient ark is almost certainly linked in some way to the large magnetic anomaly discovered in a corner of Lake Vostok in 2001. Record temperatures in East Antarctica, recently reported by the Washington Post, suggest that the warming process caused by active arcs is unstoppable. It is therefore only a matter of time before the world is confronted with indisputable physical evidence of an ancient civilization buried beneath Antarctica and the existence of large space arcs buried in Antarctica and elsewhere on the planet. What will be even more exciting is the revelation that the sleeping giants in the space arcs would be human starseeds currently living normal lives on Earth. These starseeds are destined to awaken their DNA or soul connection to the hibernating crews of the active space arcs through dreams, visions, and eventually physical travel there. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.